Okay, so I think we are good. So today is day 6, and we are going to learn about a case study. Okay, so this is like a practical case study that I'm going to teach you, and I need actually like 10 volunteers. So I hope we have 10 people in our call. So what we will do is, so I'm going to give you roles, okay? So let me explain what is a project. The project is called as electronic medical records. So electronic medical records in a sense, like example, it's like okay. So let me take a sample of an electronic health record. Okay, this is a software. So there are multiple in the industry, right? We have multiple like softwares, that EHR software is available. So what this software will do is like, um, for example, like I have a hospital, okay? That hospital, we have like 10 gynecologists, and then we have nurses, and then we have billing team, and we have a whole group of like staff with me, okay? Now I'm the owner of that hospital. Now what I have to do is I want to automate things, right? I don't want to do it in paper. So I don't want to like spend time in developing a software on my own also. Okay, I have a hospital. I want some software like this where my staff will be able to like schedule. So I'll have a receptionist, and then I have a medical billing team, coding team, then my nurses will be there. So for everything, right, I need a software. So for scheduling, for charting, and even for the patients, whoever comes to our hospital, we give them a login and a password so that they'll be able to see all their data, their test results, and they can schedule online also. So I want a software like this. That's why in the US, right, we are if you see, this EHR software is very, very, very popular. And there are like, you can do e-prescription, you can send prescriptions from the hospital directly to the pharmacy and all. So this software is very, very, very famous here. This is done by this, like for example, if you can see the clients here, primary care doctors, urgent care doctors, and physical therapy, ophthalmology, dermatology, like there are gynecology, like there are so many, like all specialties, right? They are able to use this software. This is one of the softwares that I'm showing you. Like this, we have n number of products in US. Okay, so and this depends upon like why, like the cost, right? For example, like get a free quote. So what they want your number, your email ID. If I'm from the hospital, I own a hospital, then I give my number here. I want to like tell the requirements, who's going to use this software, and accordingly they'll be giving a quote, and how many patients will be accessing this software. If there is any like issues, then what is the support they give. Okay, so we are going to develop this kind of software. Okay, so the project that we are going to do today is we're going to develop this kind of software, and we already have a open EMR software that is available for us to test. So that's why I went with this open EMR. So if you see here, this is a fully working EMR, like electronic medical record software. Okay, and they have given us the link for testing. Give me a second. They have given the demo link. Okay, so if I'm able to click here, for example, if I'm going to click on the patient's portal, if I'm going to click on that, they're asking for a username and a password and an email address. So I'm going to like, already I have taken up. So I'm able to log in. Okay, log in and see from I'm using the patient credentials. Okay, so I'm able to see here, for example, as a patient, like what kind of documents I will be able to see. And if I want to, like, for example, I can schedule the calls. So if I go to my like profile here, right, I'll be able to see my profile. So what is my name? what is my date of birth. This is all example they have given. Okay, what is the address, and what are my primary providers, and what is my occupation, my employer name, what kind of insurance I have, policy I have, first name, last name, middle name, and who is actually owner of that insurance, whether it's me or my husband, and their name and everything, employer details. What is my, this is my primary insurance details, and secondary insurance details. And I'm going to, like, for example, if I want to like schedule appointment, right? My appointments. I'm going to click here means like, let me schedule a new appointment. I'm able to like see request new appointment. Okay, let's see. How do I request my appointments? I go to my dashboard. Okay, these are my medications. Now my appointments, like schedule a new appointment. Oh, so I have to call them. I have to request in the sense I have to call them in. Even though it is showing like schedule a new appointment, I have to call them because it's not giving access to their calendars. Okay. So my messages inbox where the doctor or nurse has sent me some messages. Okay. So this is a project that we are going to do because this is a fully functional software. You can use it as your case study in your resume, or if you want to add it in your resume, like if you have done one of the healthcare projects, you can try to do this. So what I want is I need some 10 people. So we're going to like, I'm going to be the business owner who's going to give you requirements for this software. Okay. So I want 10 volunteers, and like I'm going to choose like 3 people are BAs, 3 people are developers, and 3 people are testing team. And then we need one scrum master just to like mimic that we are an IT team, and how to gather requirements and how to make it as user story. So once you gather requirements and how to convert into user story, and if you want to like create more user stories, like, so this is like a very big software, right? We have like if you see here, yeah, this is member patient portal, but they have credentials for, well, let me go to their homepage. This is documentation. Okay, why am I not going to their homepages? I'm already inside their authorization module. Okay, let me take their homepage. So what will happen is like you'll be able to like, yeah, this is the page I want. So from here, right, you want to like create user stories from an admin perspective, from a physician perspective, from a clinician perspective. Clinician means nurse, like someone staff like that. And then accountant perspective from a billing team, and from a front desk perspective. So all these, that's the user stories we want, because everybody is going to have their own like unique like what can admin can see, the receptionist cannot see. What a physician can see, the receptionist cannot see. What an accountant can see, the other people cannot see billing information. So that will be like very unique requirements. And then we have to make sure that, and also for patient portal, right, it will be very simple. They can see only their own records, they cannot see others records, whereas the physician can be able to see all the patient's records, and an accountant will be able to see all the billing records and everything. So we have to like make unique user stories according from the access level, right? So your user stories will be differing. Like for a physician, your user stories will be different, and for the receptionist, your user stories will be different, and your for the from the patient perspective, your user stories will be different. Of course, the link whatever they're giving for the for all these people is going to be the same link, but this is for like for if you see patient portal, right, there is a different link. But the users, we are an IT team, so we have to like for us the goal is like this needs to be a fully working EMR or EHR software, where like our clients can do medical billing, they can do accounting, and they can do patient portal, and we should be able to support them. So we'll have a production support team. And what ideally we want, this is actually a real software, but I mean, I'm telling you, this is actually in the market. So if you want to buy, you can actually chat with them, and then you can get a quote also. So if you see, if I click on, you can see here, this is a real time. um, so I'm going to like show you on how long this project was there. This project, right, if you see the release, right, release means sprint timings. Okay, the very first release was in June 2001. When we say release, it's sprint. Okay, maybe 2 week sprint or 3 week sprint, we don't know. So it is like very first version on it, June 2001. Okay, from there, then like the next release was an enhancement was in 2002. Then every year they're having some enhancements, they're adding something new. And then like for example, if you see here, they are adding like a lot of ESR certifications, 26 languages, 30 languages. They're like enhancing the software like more, right? Then Mm, if you see on Feb 2022, they are doing some kind of yeah, they are doing some user interface improvement, patient form improvement, patient document template form support. So they're doing a lot of like critical security fixes. They're doing enhancements here. Okay, so here also support for fully integrated telehealth module. Telehealth means like through calls, right? So the patient is not coming to the office, in the doctor's office. They are coming, they are doing a video call, and now a doctor is providing some prescription. Okay, or prescription, or it can be anything. They're just taking the calls. That is called as telehealth modules. So that we are doing in 2021. And then we are doing, like, for example, COVID came, they are doing some vaccinations, schedules, and everything in 2021. And so they are doing a lot of enhancements here right now. The last enhancement was it's the version 7.0.2, November 15, 2023. If I click here, they'll be telling like what are all they did. They did some support improvements. They did FHRIR improvements, fixes, API improvements, clinical usage, lab fixes, billing fixes, insurance claim fixes, patient dashboard prescription fix. They did a lot of fix in last version. So this is an existing software. This is a real-time software, and anybody can, if I am a hospital owner, I want to get open EMR, I can ask them for a quote, and they'll be able to like support and tell us like how much it will cost. Okay, so we are going to develop this kind of software. So develop in the sense, we are not going to do the coding part because we don't have the coders here. But from I'm going to teach you on, if suppose we are developing this from scratch, what as a BA, what should you do? And how are you going to gather requirements, what kind of documentation you have to do, what kind of user stories you have to do, and how you to test this all these functionalities, how to create, for example, for admin, how to create a test plan, for physician, how to create, like for those scenarios, right? All these scenarios, how to create test plans, and how we are going to do user end-to-end testing, completely end-to-end testing, how we are going to do, and how we want to make this product go like. So this is a case study that I'm taking because many people, you guys don't have a proper case study in your resume, and your if you don't add a real-time working software like that kind of case study in your resume, um, it's very difficult for your resume to pick up. Okay, if you want to show your actual experience, then add this as a case study. Okay, you can say that I don't have any experience, this is from my training, and this is a case study I worked on, I created all the user stories, I created all the diagrams. Like that, you can add the case study. Or if you want to add this as a sample resume, I mean, a sample project in your resume, just from this, you can add this like you worked on this, and then, but you need to like answer properly. If you worked on that means end-to-end knowledge you need to have. Okay. So are you guys okay with this sample case study?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So what we will do is, so I need some few people, right? Yeah. So I need 3 BAs. Who wants to be a BA? Just give your names. Who can, like, for example, like share your screens and all, right? Because I may ask you to show the user stories and all. So be prepared for next 2 days. I may ask you to share your screen. Siddharth, are you ready? Yes. Okay. Siddharth is ready. Okay. Okay. Next is Pratibha. Okay. I'm just seeing the chat, guys. If you want, you can answer, or you can put in the chat too if you're not comfortable raising your voice. If you can add in the chat too. I want one more BA. Who wants to be BA? So BA should create the user stories for me and show it here.
Pooja.
Pooja? Okay. Okay, Pooja. And then we need 3 developers. So developers will not have too much so much work here. So all you're going to ask is like a few questions on like how I need to code this, like that kind of questions. So mostly you will not be doing any kind of documentation. You will be just questioning the BA. So who want to be like developers? Anybody, any volunteer? Otherwise, I'm going to pick names here.
Yeah, Trupti.
Tripti. Okay, and then anybody testing? Who wants to be a tester? This is like you will not be doing any testing. So we will create test plans for you, but I'm just adding you as a tester. So I need one name. Abhinav, are you okay? Just put in the chat if you're okay. Abhinav, yes, okay. Abhinav. Okay, and then one Scrum Master. We need one Scrum Master who's going to lead all the status calls for us, like tomorrow and the after tomorrow. We need someone who can lead the status calls. Sagnik, can be a Scrum Master, Sagnik?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, now Sagnik is going to be our Scrum Master. Okay. So we are an IT team. I gave the name like the champions. Okay. So we are a Scrum team. And then I'm going to be the business owner. So I'm going to give you requirements. So we have, so your team, we have the BAs are Siddharth, Pradiba, and Pooja. And then developers is Tripti. Then we have only one tester because, okay, let me change this to one developer, one tester. Then one tester is Abhinav. We have a Scrum Master. Our Scrum Master is Sagnik. Okay. Now we got this new intake. So I'm submitting the new intake. Okay. In Jira, what I do is this is your Jira board. Okay. So I'm creating a story for you guys. Okay. What I do is I go, then what I do is I create and I pick. Or maybe I can create. I don't know what to create, right? I'm a business owner. I'm creating a task or something, a user story. So I'm saying that I need, this is how they will do. I need a EHR software for my hospital. Okay. For my hospital. And then they will not know how to write a user story. I will tell you what's the way to write a user story, but this is from a business owners. They don't know, right? So they're just writing. I need a EHR software for my hospital. And then experience criteria is this story is complete once I have a fully working AHR software. Okay. That's how I'm writing my acceptance criteria and also description. I'm creating it. I'm putting it on the board. And then what happens is it's on the board. Okay. It's on the board here. Okay. Now, what happens during your sprint calls? Okay. There'll be a sprint review call. Okay. In the sprint review call, so this is in the sprint review. Since we all follow agile methodology, so in the sprint review call, our scrum master, right? Who's our scrum master? Sagnik will come and tell that, okay, we got a new request. That request is like for automating the all these healthcare records. So I want someone, all the BAs, I want a lead BA, like all maybe all the three BAs. This is going to be a huge project. So please speak with the business owner. Okay, business owner is Pradeep as the business owner, point of contact. Please contact her. This is the email ID. She has submitted a request and start scheduling calls with her. On a high level, if you are able to gather the requirements, then like we can, you guys have to create more user stories. Okay, the Scrum Master is giving you instructions. Scrum Master or product owner, anybody can give you. Okay, whoever, some in some project owner will not be there. In some projects, Scrum Master will be there. Okay. I mean, like all the projects, Scrum Master will be there, but product owner may or may not be there, depend upon budget. I mean, budgeting, right? Sometimes if there's a tight budget, then we don't have a product owner. Okay, so now Sagnik is giving you instructions, and in our team, like we have Siddharth, Pradibha, and Pooja. They are going to be our lead BAs. Now they have to like Siddharth, Pradibha, and Pooja. What you're going to do is for the very initial calls, you three guys are going to like be in the call, and you're going to ask me questions. Okay, you schedule the call with me. Now, like randomly ask any questions with me. Okay. So I'm the business owner. You got an intake request. Now, one of you like start asking questions. Okay. So you are a BA. You're very excited about like starting this project. So whatever questions you want, you ask me. Then I will say like how to ask and what you should not ask and how to ask. Okay. Pradeepa, you want to start? Pradeepa.
Yeah, Pradeepa.
Yeah. If this is the very first call we have scheduled. Okay. So you can throw me some questions.
Okay. So yeah, Pradeepa. So do we have any already existing EHR for your hospital or any document that you already have so that I can refer to?
Yeah, right now everything is in paper. We don't have
Hmm.
any kind of software installed for our hospital. So
Okay.
everything is in paper. We have like a room full of like everything paper files for all our patients, existing patients.
Okay.
But we don't have any kind of the actual working, any kind of software in our office.
Okay. Fine. So this you want this to be as an software for the members where they can supposed to log in and check their health records, the patients.
Yeah, so I want a software. Like I
Mm-hmm.
have a team. Like I have like a whole like I have like four physicians, I have
Mm-hmm.
four nurses, and then I have like two receptionists, and then
Mm-hmm.
I also have a medical billing team, like two of them who are coding all everybody's charts.
Okay.
So in total about like and also patients level, right? We have since we have four physicians, four gynecologists.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, like the existing patients would be somewhere around like 100 to 200 patients are there. They're with us
Okay.
for a very long time.
Okay.
So from in my office, at least 15 people should be able to use the software. And members,
Okay.
right? I have like at least 200 members.
Okay. So what are all the details that you want to be displayed on the user interface like?
Yeah. So from like main issue we are having is scheduling, right? So uh, patients are calling all the time and they want like uh, availability for all these physicians. So it is very
Okay.
difficult for us to track everybody's appointment and what when they will be on PTO, when the physician is not available, rescheduling, and some people want to reschedule. So we
Mm-hmm.
have a very tough time during this appointments. Okay, so that's the first thing
Okay.
we want to focus on. You
Okay.
want all the physicians and nurses, their calendars to be integrated with a particular software so that like the receptionist or the
Mm-hmm.
admins, right, we should be able to see all the patient's schedule. And then when the patient's call is right, we should be able to give an exact slot, or we should be able to tell them that for this particular day, this physician will not be available.
Okay. So you
That's
need a software where patients can log in and schedule the appointments online.
right now. First, in first phase, right, we don't want the patient to schedule. We want the receptionist to schedule. And
Okay.
once, like
Okay.
after maybe like we will see how this works, and maybe after like 2 to 3 months, we want the patient also to do their scheduling by themselves.
Okay. I think I'm pretty much done, Pratibha.
Okay. So with these questions, what have you got? What is the idea you get?
Yeah, I mean, it's an internal software that has to be built for that particular hospital.
Mm-hmm.
where the receptionist, majorly the reception will check the appointments and then call the patients and then inform whether the appointments are there or not. So
Mm-hmm.
accordingly, rest of the, I mean, employees also they can access to it.
Mm-hmm.
But later we can do the enhancements where even the patients can also log in and schedule their appointments. But that
Okay.
is in second stage. But initially, a software where the receptionist can able to schedule the appointments.
Okay. You got that appointment, that module, like you think that is the first thing you're going to work on? Appointments.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, next we want who's the other BA? Siddharth. Siddharth, do you have any questions for the business owner? Please ask.
Yeah, I mean, basically from this software, like how do you like want it to be in its start like implementation phase? Like, how soon do you want this to
So right now
be?
we are in end of May. So we want some time in August first week. Is that possible?
I mean, we would definitely would like this software to be implemented as per the deadline. But I know at this moment we need to get in touch with my team and uh, get an understanding that is this feasible or not.
Okay. Do
Yeah,
you
so
have any other
that's
questions for me?
uh, as per the uh, data discrepancy goes, like where are the points where you feel like the patient data or any other record data should not be, visible or as per when the patient data logs in, So what kind of data you feel should be very private and uh, secretive as per
Yeah, so we
this
are going to
software?
follow the HL7 standards. Okay. So
Okay,
HL7 standards and HIPAA standards. So in that standards, what we're going to do is like the receptionist should not be able to see billing information. The receptionist must not be able to see patient's diagnosis or anything. So that's the first thing. They should be able to see like only member's first name, last name, insurance details. That's all. They should not be able to see any kind of diagnosis or anything. All the receptionist can see is members like primary details, members first name, address, phone number, primary insurance, secondary insurance, all the insurance details. And from the physician schedule, they should be able to see when this physician is available and whether this physician is on PT or not. Okay, that's the we are going to have limited view for the receptionist, whereas the physicians should be able to see all the data. They should be able to see all the lab results. They should be able to see uh, like their past history, what kind of diagnosis they have. So physicians can see everything, nurses will be must be can see everything, and lab results can be seen only by the nurses and doctors. Lab results should not be seen by the receptionist. And medical coding team and billing team can only see the patient's charts. Okay, and they are not supposed to see any kind of other information. For example, uh, for example, they will be able to see only like from a coding perspective, what is the patient's chart and how much they need to get billed, and not only that much they should be able to see. So these are the three requirements we have. So we need a module for receptionist, and we need a module for the physicians and the nurses, and then we need a separate module for medical coding team.
great, great. So these are the two important questions from my end.
Yeah. And the patient, right, they should be able to see only their information.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me?
No questions from my end.
Okay, thanks, Abhinav. So the next BA is Pooja. Pooja.
Yes, so I understand that most of it was everything on paper basis, and you want to digitize it now so that the appointments and all has to be done. So most of the questions are asked by my fellow BAs. What I want to check is the previous historical data you have. Do you want that to be also added in future, or
Yeah, so we want, I mean, earlier, right, all the paper records that needs to be scanned and should be available online for the physicians to view the past history.
okay, okay. So the historical data has to be integrated.
Right.
Okay. Mm. Also, I wanted to know what is the main reason you want to digitize now?
Yeah, we have very
Only
limited capacity for like scheduling all the appointments, and we have a huge customer feedback saying that every time they are online calling, okay, they
mm,
have to wait for at least 30 minutes to get my reception and going right. So they're getting frustrated. So we want to avoid that.
okay, okay. Mm, I understand the goals. That's it from my end.
Okay, Pooja, thanks. So other people, like, do you have any questions? I don't want you guys to um, lose the opportunity to ask any questions to the business owner. So do you have any questions for the business owner for this project as a BA? Sagnik, any questions as a Scrum Master or a BA?
Hello. Oh, ma'am, I am Scrum Master, so
So yeah,
that's
no, you
why.
can ask me also. Like if you have any questions, BA also you can ask. This is like you
Okay,
get
okay,
practice. Without this in interview, you'll be struggling. If they ask you what did you do?
okay, okay. Thank you. I am thinking. Ma'am, hello,
Yeah,
hello.
hello.
Ma'am, I would like to ask that which websites or what are the threats of this of your company? I mean,
Threads for what the
okay, yes.
software. Yeah, so we have a
Yes.
very clean like the HIPAA rule that needs to be established. So we are working for New York. Here the mandate is like you're not supposed to like leak data, right? So these are very very sensitive data in our system. We have SSN numbers, and then we have health information number, for all the patients. We have sensitive diagnosis for all the patients. So we are going to make sure that this application, whatever you are developing, right, should be like have highest security and performance. Also, we are going to make sure that, I mean, you need to make sure that there is no data leakage happening anywhere using the password and everything. No hacking, nothing like that.
Okay, ma'am, I got.
That's the security concern we are having, okay? Because everything is going to be online now. Okay, that's a question you have.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
good, Sagnik. So yeah, so a pretty good job, right? So for the very first call for the business owners, they are able to understand like at least the basic questions what we need to ask the business owners. For the very first call, this is fine. But on the second and the third call, now you have to, like, as a BA, right? What as a lead BA, you need to understand, like, one of the functionalities that Pradibha covered was appointments. Okay, so from
Hello,
the
ma'am. Uh,
yeah, can you hear
Hello.
me? Yes.
I'm sorry for interruption. I got an one question in my mind that
Mhm.
I would like to ask that uh, you in your company there are so many users.
Mhm.
So I do believe that there are some prime customers, gold users, or what can I say, gold customers. So I do ask you that is there any seasonal basis thing like in January the patient number of patient is um, an amount like XYZ, but in November or in October, this is there is huge
Less.
differences between the numerical numbers. So,
Right, right. Yeah. So in November we have
okay,
Thanksgiving. So and also December we have Christmas holidays and New Year, right? So from November 15th till the
yes,
end of
yes.
December, we will have less
Hmm.
appointments because people are on vacation, they are on holidays, and also our physicians will be on like major holidays.
Okay, 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 ma'am.
S- Yeah. So from January again, we will be able to see a lot of crowd. But from November 15th till December, I mean till January 1st, our physicians also will not be available and we have less crowd, okay, in our office. Okay, so
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
okay, great questions. Okay, so now like Pratibha covered on the one module called like scheduling appointments. Okay, but we have other modules also. So scheduling appointments is one of the, like, for the business owner, this is one of the primary concern. Okay, so yeah, so she asked questions about that. But the next module that we have to cover is from the from the physician's perspective. So they are able to schedule appointments. The patient is coming to the office. Now the reception, what happens now is the receptionist, right? She needs to make sure that she gets, like, she's going to check in. She needs to check in. Okay. Check in the sense like she's going to ask your insurance details. She's going to ask your um like your driving license. So for example, a few things she's going to ask. She's going to ask your driving license. Okay, DL. Then she's going to ask your insurance card. Okay. And then she's going to, yeah, once she verifies everything, and she will check whether you have any copay. Copay means something amount that needs to be like paid for your insurance. So for example, your like for the gynecology visit, if the copay is $25, so you have to pay that also. So you give your credit card, you pay that copay, then and you're sitting on the waiting room. So you're just waiting there. Now, what happens is the nurse comes. Okay, so that check-in message, right? When she checks in, right, internally the nurses should get some alert that this person is already checked in. That feature also we want to do. Okay, if they check in, the nurses and the physician should get an alert saying that this person has checked in. So because otherwise we don't want every time coming and checking. The nurses, they don't want to come and check back and forth. We don't want to come and check whether this patient has already checked in or not. We don't want that. So we send an alert. Once they check in, the nurse should get an alert that this person is in the waiting room. So the nurse comes first. The nurse is going to like do your measuring your height, your weight. So basically your weight, she's going to take care of your BP, and maybe she's going to ask you like whether you have any concerns. So what is the reason for today's visit? You're going to say, this is my routine checkup. This is my annual checkup. So I'm just coming for my annual checkup. Okay, then she's going to be like, okay, wait. And then our physician will be there in a few minutes. So next the physician comes. Physician, now I want the physician to do everything not in paper. Take notes in your software, in the OpenEMR software, right? I want the physician to take notes there, not on the paper. Okay, I think this call is going to end. Please join back. Sorry about that. Okay. So what we have to do is physician has to come to your room. Okay. You or your wife's room, let's say, let's take a scenario because gynecologist, I don't want the boys to be left out. Okay, so you're going to the gynecologist with your wife. So they're doing everything for your wife, or if you are yourself are going. So the physician is coming to the room, and then they're going to ask you, okay, hi, hello, good morning. How are you? This is Dr. Maybe Patel, and I'm going to like I'll be your gynec today. So can you please tell me what is happening with you? So you'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm doing great. So I have no issues. I'm just coming for my annual checkup. So I'm going great, doctor. So he has to take the notes. So I want the notes to be taken in the OpenEMR software. Okay. So people use a lot of software. There's something called Epic software. You would have heard that's a very famous software. This software was actually created by a woman. She's a very popular, one of the, I'd say top 10 or maybe top 20 richest human being in the world. Okay. So she's an engineer, I think in 1980s or something, she developed this Epic software. Okay. So we have many softwares like that. We have Epic, we have OpenEMR. Like I said, now we have like too many softwares, but initially the very first software was called as Epic. It's still being used in some urgent cares and all. If you go to urgent care, you'll be able to see. So like a black screen, the physician is able typing something, right, in the very old coding language. So they don't have any kind of web portal or something. It's very old. So that is Epic software. So, but in OpenEMR, if you see the layout is something like this. So the same thing is going to be for the physician. So they should be able to log in. They should be able to get the member or patient's details, and they should be able to add their notes. Notes also. Yeah, so notes in the sense, for example, you're getting like, So this is a routine annual checkup. So if it's routine annual checkup, that doctor is going to do a pap smear test. Okay, check if you have any cervical cancer or something. Okay, pap smear test, checking for cervical cancer. That's a part of a routine test. Okay, cervical cancer. So basically, I was going to do 1 or 2 tests, maybe. Yeah, so maybe check your abdomen or whatever, I mean, like lower abdomen, and then going to do like all the basic evaluation, physical evaluation. Trying to make notes in the software. So nothing paper here. We want everything to be digital. So no paper, nothing. And then once the woman now she's saying that no, I want to check my irons now. I feel like I'm very anemic. I want to check my irons now. So she's like, the doctor is like, okay, let me write a lab prescription. Okay, for checking your iron levels, hemoglobin levels. Okay, and they're writing only one lab prescription. I mean, for the labs for the test, and we have the hospital has their own like labs, so you can go downstairs, and by the time you reach downstairs, within like 5 minutes, this prescription will be in the same software. So that nurse who is available in the lab must be able to pick up this prescription and may be able to draw bloods for you. So you should be good now. Okay, that's what the physician is saying. And physician is like, do you have any questions for me? And the woman is like, yeah, I'm fine. I don't have any questions, and says thank you and leaves in like 20 or 30 minutes. So this is a member visit that we are having. By the time she goes to downstairs from the labs, right, they are going to have this. So that also I want to be in open EMR. Okay. So by the time they go there, that for this particular member, that's why we say clinician, right? See here, if we have one of the access we say it as clinician. So less access than physician. Who is the clinician? Clinician can be lab person, they can be a nurse, but they are not doctors, right? They are not MDs. So someone may be working in the labs. So they are less access than physician, but what they'll be able to see in their portal is first name, last name, and only the lab prescription. This person has to have a diabetic test, or this one needs to have a, like for example, like the iron test or something. Only that much that a clinician will be able to see. Okay, so the woman goes to the labs, and then they're able to see that they're able to draw the blood, and they're telling that the results will be available in 24 hours. You need not call us, and it will be available online. You have a login. If you don't have a login, please ask the receptionist. So you should be able to have a login and a password. Please ask the receptionist, and then you should be able to see your test results in 24 hours. Right now it's 10 a.m. Tomorrow by 10 a.m. you should be able to see the lab results in your patient portal. Okay. If they say this, so you don't have a password. Now what you do is you come to the receptionist, you'll be like, I don't have online access, can you give me? And she's be able to generate and give one for you. So because the admin access should be able to give it. If she's not able to do it, okay, reception is not able to do it, should be there'll be some admin there. The admin should be able to generate a username and password for the patient, and should be able to give that or send it through an email ID or text or something. And after 24 hours by 10 a.m., that patient should be able to get a notification, like either by text or email saying that, yeah, you have some test results available in the portal. Please go log in and check the portal now. The member has to come to the patient portal, and using all these password and username, when they log in, okay, it should be like my documents. When they click on my documents, my messages, okay, something like this, inbox. Right now, nothing is there. So, but some notification needs to be there. And then they should be able to see, for example, medications, lab results. If you see here, lab results is here, no? So from lab results, it needs to be hemoglobin results. It is like now 10 or something. It's not up to the mark. So please contact a physician. So physician also will get a simultaneously a notification, right? They'll be like, the standard value is 12. You are only 10. So you need to take some iron prescriptions. We are sending the prescription to the whatever the pharmacy that you have. For example, it's Walgreens. So the address which is nearby your house, like whatever you have given, they should be able to send the prescription online, and you should be able to pick the prescription You need not go to the pharmacy, the paper, everything is online here. Okay, the physician is sending the a prescription through online to the pharmacy. Pharmacy is able to get that. They are able to process that. They are able to send a notification to your phone number because they're able to tag that phone number, okay, from the physician's office. You get the notification that you can pick up that, and you go to Walgreens, you pick up the during like drive through itself, you can pick up or you can enter in and pick up the your medication, and then you're going to come back. So this is the software that we are going to work on. So there are other aspects more than appointments. That's what I'm trying to say here. Of course, we are going to like appointments is the first thing that the business owner wants, but end to end everything, right? Like seeing all the patient should be able to see all the medications, all the issues, and then all the lab results. And also the nurse is able to process the lab request, and the physician is able to send the prescription request to the pharmacy, and you are getting all the notifications in time, you are getting the lab results in 24 hours. So the software that we are going to make needs to have all these functionalities, and you need to have an open idea end to end, because right now you are seeing the software. Okay, right now you're seeing it, so you have an idea like how it works, but in real scenario you will be the one who so you have to like imagine hypothetically how the software will look and all, like you have to like really like bring all your imaginations and okay, this is what they want, and you have to ask more questions in a very professional way. So then the next call you'll be like, okay, fine, I understand they want appointments first, but what happens after next? So after appointment, what is the what needs to happen? So all these functionalities needs to happen. So what is the next module we are going to work on? So we are going to work for this check-in module for receptionist, and then we are going to work on for this nurses, they need to get an alert. Then we are going to work on physicians login access, what they will be able to see and take notes. Then we are going to work on the lab prescription, so that also the clinician access, right? So that's why we have like 5 different access here. Admin, they might be able to generate the password, login and password for the member. Physicians access, what they'll be able to see. Clinicians, what they're going to see. And finally, like once all the visit is over, the medical coding team, they have to like see all the patient charts, they have to create a ICD or the CPT code, and they have to submit to the insurance. You are paid only $25. The remaining $200 the insurance has to pay. If it is approved, that's fine. Usually like annual visits approval, that there should be no questions, but if it's denied, why it is denied, then they have to resubmit and all that. So that the accountant should take care from their module, they should be able to take care. So this is a fully working software. This will take, if I say like today is June 1st, or maybe today is end of May, and then I want a fully working software in August, then this needs to be a very fast-paced project. So you have to really discuss with your developers and say they want the full module. Can we do that? Or we are going by phases? Whether you want to do only the receptionist thing like very first, and then you want to go like one by one, whether you want to do that, whether the business owner is okay with that kind of approach, or they're like, no, 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 we can wait till maybe September or October, but I want like a fully functional, fully working, like end to end, I want all the credentials for both, all the physician, everyone, we want that. So it's up to the business owner, right? What they want and what is the urgency. And if they only focus on because they're going to lose their customers, if the customer is going to like call back and they are waiting in lines for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, they'll be like fed up, okay, let me search for another hospital. So they're going to lose their customers, right? So what is the urgency? If business owner is like, yeah, I'm fine with the just the scheduling options for August, this is like we are losing customers, we are losing our business, we want this functionality immediately, then accordingly you will be doing that approach. Or they are like, no, 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 we can wait, then accordingly you'll be like developing your user stories. Okay, so today we okay, any questions till now on the like end to end this, like for this particular software and how we are going to approach different modules? Any questions?
Yeah,
Pradeep,
Pradeep.
yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So I just have a question. So as you discussed all these now, so initially I just asked questions on the scheduling the appointment. So I'm just wondering in real time, will the business owners be the persons who will discuss in detail like what they want, or is it our responsibility to shoot the questions more and then understand what they really wanted?
What?
Like,
Yeah, yeah. They will not know because they are non-IT people.
mm-hmm.
They are from the clinical side. They have zero knowledge about IT.
Okay.
how software development works. So it's that's why you are a lead BA. So you need to throw them questions. For that, you need to understand the like full, like whatever I've
Data flow.
described, right? Like how this data is flowing, how the data is
Mhm.
flowing from, uh, how the data needs to flow, right? From
Okay.
calling
Okay.
to how that billing, right? How the
Okay.
data is flowing in this entire system. That for that you need to have an idea end to end.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, someone else was.
So, yeah, so basically, when we say we need to know the data flow from end to end, when I'm like as a BA, when we are going and asking for a project from the scratch, there also comes into integration with other systems, right?
Yes.
So how do we approach it? How do we get an understanding of that? That this particular system will be connected to what other systems?
So for
Uh,
that, yeah, you need
that's
to have an, so this is like from scratch, we are building this. Okay. So for example, like this we are building from scratch. But I also told you that the paper documents needs to be scanned and loaded into the system, right? That is one approach I told. Like someone was asking, like Pooja was asking, like what about the previous documents? You want that? So that one we cannot do because ours is not a OCR technology, right? This is just like scheduling system, EMR or EHR modules, okay? But for scanning, of course, yeah, we need to integrate with a third party, something like AWS. Okay, so maybe here if you see it, we have a cloud product. So even like for example, this software OpenEMHR, right? They are also a cloud-based product. So AWS market, you have something called OCR process. If you see, you'll be able to see a lot of optical Amazon track. Okay, let me see. Amazon text tract. Okay. So if you see here, this is a OCR project and that Amazon gives you. Okay, so this is nothing but this is an artificial AI product. Okay, so what it will do is it will, if you scan all the documents, it is able to scan all that and it able to send it to OpenEMR and you can integrate these both of these. Okay, so all that your developer has to say, you can always like say like from like a functionality perspective, this is they want, but the developer has to say, no, we are not capable of doing this. This is like very limited capacity. We can only code. This is in C++ or something. I think this OpenEMR, I have to see like the development document. They've given a lot of documents. I have to do research on what is the coding language. I think it is C++. So we have only limited capacity. We cannot do any scanning. This is not an OCR process. So we need an external vendor or maybe integration with a different system so that when they scan, it scans and sends the images so that images are loaded into our system. So now we have to integrate with Amazon text track. Now we have to integrate with a different OCR process or now because we don't have that capacity. Our software is right not having that capacity. So you may have only limited knowledge about your, but at least you need to have like what you are doing, you need to have that awareness. But if for integration with other products, right, you definitely need the help of an engineer because where it will become technical. Whether you can integrate or not, you don't know. Okay, so you need the help of that engineer and you can always discuss if it's going to be brand new project. You have to ask the business owners like whether they have any other vendors for printing, for example. If they want, we have everything online, but the member also wants a paper copy of their account, all their billing, right? They want the paper copy, like they're like, no, I don't want to go paperless. I don't want, I want, please send me the reminders in paper. So OpenEMR cannot do printing. So what we have to do is we send sign like file. So this is for this member. We need to send this the last month's billing copy for this particular claim. Of the insurance denied this particular claim. So it is patient's responsibility. So we have to send that statement, billing statement to the member's address. So we cannot do printing. That part needs to be outsourced. Printing needs to be outsourced. So this open EMR needs to be integrated with a printing vendor. Printing vendor can be IBM, it can be Conduent, it can be like there are so many printing vendors are there. For example, United. There's one nice. Yeah, so there are like different vendors. I don't want to name the vendors here. So, but there are like different printing vendors who can print stuff for us. So what we will do is we will send as a file to them. Member ID, not member ID. Yeah, member ID, first name, last name, and then this person has this kind of balance. Please like send a letter, and they will have a standard letter template, and they're going to send that to the member. So our function, like the scanning, we don't have the capability, and printing, we don't have the capability, but then we have to integrate with other vendors. So you have to know, like, what is the capability of our software, what our developers can do, cannot do. So for that, an architect, you're talking from an from an architect level, right? So you need the help of an architect or a lead engineer here.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a question here.
Yes.
So when it comes to third party or vendor, is that BA's job to contact, or should we involve somebody else if there's
Yeah,
some request
usually if
like
it is
this?
like a very big project, right, you'll have a project manager
Okay.
who'll be doing all the coordination.
Okay.
But if they want you to do, then you should, it's the learning thing, right? If they want you to do, you can also do. Try to contact, maybe there'll be someone called vendor consultant. So you won't be directly contacting the vendor. So in your, for example, if I'm working for CTS, CTS will have a vendor consultant. You will contact them. They'll be the primary point of contact for that particular vendor. So if CTS has a vendor consultant for IBM, you won't call IBM directly. You will be calling the vendor consultant. That person will schedule calls with the IBM.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So I think we are good for today. And then tomorrow, like we will discuss on how to like separate all these modules, create a user stories for all these different modules, and how we can test this end to end, and how we needs to go live. And from an interview perspective also, how to answer it. If this is the case study that you're going to add in your resume, how to answer this case study. Okay. I think we should be good for today. Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone for watching.
Yeah,
Bye.
Thank
thank
you,
you.
ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.